Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. And once again, outstanding guest. We have a young man that has dedicated himself to Prince George's County as Captain Daniel Hall. I mean, he's out there making it safe for you here in Prince George. And he thinks that he should be sheriff next time. And Danny, welcome to the Ed Brown Show. Hey, that's a great idea. Give us a little background, Danny, on your credentials.
Okay, I was born and raised in Chicago. From there, went to the United States Army, spent 3 years in the military. From there, I moved to Prince
Where were
George's
you
County.
stationed?
I was stationed at Fort Ord, California.
Fort Ord,
I
California.
went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma for training. Then I was stationed at Fort Ord, California for 3 years.
You didn't go overseas?
Did not go overseas.
Oh, great.
But this was right at the end of Vietnam.
Vietnam.
So I got all the Vietnam era benefits, but I didn't have to actually go in country.
Oh, great. Okay, tell us more about it.
So I came to, my sister actually talked me into moving to Maryland.
That was a good job she did.
To go to school. And,
For your sister to
oh, absolutely,
to talk
absolutely,
you to
yes. I thank her today.
The great state
She's
of Maryland.
actually a doctor down at the University of District of Columbia.
And what is her name? You got to give her some credit.
Dr.
Because you wouldn't be
Antonia.
here if it wasn't for her, right?
You're right. You're absolutely right. And her name is Dr. Antonia Noel.
Yes.
And her husband is Dr. Gaddis Noel. He teaches over at Howard University.
Is that right?
So they talked me into coming to school here. So I came here, started out at Prince George's Community College, degree in law enforcement, criminology, and then I went to University of Maryland, University College, and did the Homeland Security track.
Great.
And so,
you were homegrown. You know, I was telling Dr. Dukes about the fine job, and you're a good example of a fine job that the Prince George's Community College do. This is what we're trying to tell. You know, it's so difficult for people to get in school now with the finances.
Yes,
and
they're
doing
very
a beautiful thing.
expensive.
Okay, you can continue.
Started with I started with Department of Corrections, stayed there for a couple of months, and then went over to the Sheriff's Office. So I've been with the Sheriff's Office since early 1980. I've worked in every division in the Sheriff's Office. I've supervised or managed every division in the Sheriff's Office. In January of 1993, we started the first regional full-time domestic violence unit. And under my watch, we had the highest service rates for protective orders in the region. If you came down, you took out a protective order that came to the Sheriff's Office, it immediately went out on the street for service. So that person that took the order out was under the protection of that order, and we were cited for that. We received state awards for that unit.
Is that right?
Yes,
Your unit received state award.
That is correct.
Fantastic. Okay, give us anything else you want to say. You're a charter member of the union and all
started
that.
the Deputy Sheriff's Association, where was a charter member of FOP 112, which is our negotiating arm for contractual issues with the county. A charter member there, have actively worked with the DSA FOP since the very beginning, and a member in good standing today.
And you serve as the Assistant Bureau Chief in Field Operations. Tell us about that.
Currently, I'm a captain. I'm an Assistant Bureau Chief, as you said, in the Bureau of Field Operations. I oversee the civil section. If you sue somebody and legal papers have to be served, they come to the Sheriff's Office.
Right.
So your case cannot continue unless that paper is served. So we have the civil section, we have the landlord and tenant division. If you're a landlord, you're renting your property, you need somebody evicted, we have to serve that person with the court notice. We also go back to actually remove them and put them out on the street. And you can imagine in these economic hard times right now, we're getting thousands of those orders every month, thousands.
Okay, then tell us some of the top priorities, you know, if you elected sheriff of gorgeous Prince George's.
We're suffering just like the rest of the country. These economic hard times, we have to cut back just like everybody else. We've actually lost some bodies. We're taking furlough days just like every other county agency, so we're doing our part. But the citizens of the county should not have to suffer because we're cutting back. So we've had to go in, look at, re-engineer some of our processes so we can deliver the same amount of services, if not more, during these economic hard times. We want to cross-train all of our members, so we have specific sections. We have landlord and tenant, we have civil, we have a warrants division, we have a courtroom section. Each one of those sections can come out, cross-train, and do the jobs of others, so that wherever the peak in service is needed, we can put the manpower in those particular positions to get the job done.
Well, what about the youth? You know, I think in terms of the youth being involved in that, you all have internships or anything of that nature?
We do, in fact, have an internship, and we have a program that Sheriff Jackson started, the Explorers program. So we bring these kids in, give them the positive side of law enforcement, because most kids
have negative.
Exactly.
That's because what happens when you all do a good job on something, they don't put it in the paper or put it back by the funny paper, you know, the comics or something.
Right.
But when it's negative, you're on the front page.
On the front page.
You know, so the public gets a negative image of the sheriff's department.
And well, of all law
and
enforcement
the police
altogether.
Yeah.
In general, law enforcement gets that negative rap. You see things like Rodney King or all the negative things are highly publicized.
Right.
But when we do
positive things,
Christmas basket programs or the
nobody shows up.
Nobody shows that.
Right.
We actually have deputies in 22 of the county's high schools. So that a lot of those kids, you catch them early, you want to get them early, keep them on a straight and narrow, so they're productive citizens and not customers of the criminal justice system.
Right. So how do youngsters apply for that, and what are the requirements?
You can go to the county's main website, goprincegeorgescounty.com, click onto the sheriff's office, and we have a link that'll tell you everything about the Explorers program.
And the Explorers program, is there age limit? And tell us a little
I believe
something
it's
about
young teens, and we've actually, I think Sheriff Jackson is about to hire one of the Explorers as a deputy sheriff. That person
Congratulations.
for that long.
Now,
so it has been very successful.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Anytime you have a program and the youngsters want to continue in it, you know,
it's fabulous. It's
fabulous.
So that's one less person we won't have to deal with on the other side.
Right.
And it's cheaper to do this than to incarcerate that person, house that person for who knows how long.
So actually, you're going to keep a program like that going.
Oh,
and
absolutely. Yes, we will.
Expand on that program.
And keep that moving and keep the young youth coming up.
I mean, when you say youth now, you don't discriminate women and men.
Absolutely,
it's
yes.
boys and girls,
That is
right?
correct,
Can,
yes.
Apply for that program.
Correct.
And then tell us something about the training that they get.
It's Corporal Hines, or Acting Sergeant Hines, is actually in charge of that program, and she's been nationally recognized, and we've received some national awards for her efforts in that program. And again, if you go to the sheriff's website, we have a link that directs you to it, tells you all about it. And it's a very worthwhile program, and that's going to stay in place if I'm elected to the office.
Okay, now you're saying that teens, you're saying 13 to 18?
Right, it's young, that is correct, yes, sir.
Okay, so that would be the breakdown of the age limit.
Yes.
13 to 18. And what other requirements do they have?
Well, she makes them maintain a certain grade point average in school.
Good. Now, how do you help them if they have a problem?
She has tutoring sessions. I see her on the weekends. A lot of interaction with the parents, so the parents are greatly involved.
Great.
And we've brought in very low grade students back up into an acceptable level. And the program works. The program really works.
Great. So in doing that, what about the budget? We talked about that earlier. I know that's money that's involved, but that's not one program that you would cut.
But that's actually a voluntary program. It's not budgeted by the county. The deputy that runs it pretty much puts all of her own time into it, and she does a real good job. It's her passion, and she does a great job at it. Economically, we're feeling the same pains that everybody else in the country is feeling right now.
The world.
Exactly. Everybody's cut back, so we've had to cut back. But in our efforts to cut back, we don't want to put anything at risk.